November 26, 2008. 10 men with rifles and grenades take over a city of 20 million people. Trains, hotels, a train station, a hospital, all under attack at once. But inside one building, a woman who wasn't a soldier, wasn't police, wasn't even armed, makes a decision that will save a 2-year-old boy's life. This is the story nobody in America has heard, and it deserves to be. Nariman House was a 5-story building in Mumbai's Colaba district. To outsiders, it looked unremarkable, but it was a Chabad house, a Jewish outreach center run by a young rabbi named Gabriel Holtzberg and his wife Rivka. They'd moved from New York to Mumbai to run it. They had a 2-year-old son. His name was Moshe, and working for the family, feeding Moshe, putting him to bed, being with him every single day, was a local Indian woman named Sandra Samuel. On the night of November 26th, 2 terrorists linked to a Pakistan-based group called Lashkar-e-Taiba stormed into Nariman House. They opened fire. They took hostages. Sandra heard the gunshots and did the only thing she could. She hid. She found a room on the first floor near the kitchen and stayed there through the night with the family's cook, a man named Qazi Zakir Hussain. Outside, the city was in chaos. Indian commandos were surrounding the building, but inside for over 24 hours nobody knew who was alive and who wasn't. The next afternoon, Sandra heard something that changed everything. A small voice, calling her name. It was Moshe. She crawled up a staircase covered in debris, not knowing if a terrorist was still inside the building, not knowing if she'd survive the next 10 seconds. And at the top, she found the 2-year-old boy standing between his parents. His parents were on the floor. They weren't moving. Sandra didn't stop. She didn't call for help first. She picked up the toddler, turned around, and ran back down the stairs and out of the building, with Hussein right behind her. 2 minutes later, and it might have been too late. When Indian Special Forces finally cleared the building on November 28th, 2 days after the siege began, they found that Rabbi Gabriel and Rivka Holtzberg had been killed, along with several others. Rivka was 5 months pregnant at the time. 9 people died in that one building. Moshe was the only member of his immediate family who survived, and the only reason he survived was a woman with no weapon, no training, and no obligation to risk her life. She just did it anyway. Sandra didn't just save Moshe that day. She stayed with him. She moved with him to Israel, where his grandparents took him in. In 2010, the Israeli government gave her honorary citizenship and permanent residency, a rare honor reserved for people who've done something extraordinary for the country. Moshe grew up in a small town called Afula, and every few years he's come back to Mumbai, to the same building where his parents died, with Sandra by his side. In 2018, 10 years later, he stood in front of cameras at the airport, still just a kid, and said one word people understood everywhere: Shalom. There's no version of this story where Sandra Samuel is a soldier, a bodyguard, or a hero by profession. She was a nanny, a woman doing a normal job in a normal building on what was supposed to be a normal night. And when everything fell apart, she didn't run away from the danger. She ran toward the only person she was responsible for. That's it. That's the whole story. No powers, no training, just a decision made in about 3 seconds that changed 2 lives forever. Moshe is an adult now. Sandra still lives near him in Israel. Somewhere in Mumbai, the building they escaped from still stands, with the bullet marks still on the walls. If a story like this deserves to be remembered, hit subscribe, because there are more stories like this one coming. Real people, real courage, and most of them you've probably never heard.